So this is a Patreon request from my good friend Jason Voorhees 2011. He actually gave me two Patreon requests, and I decided to do this one because it was really interesting. Although at some point I will do the first one he gave me, but the second one sounded really cool, and it actually hopped off of an idea that I did a Patreon video talking about. Ice Nine Kills, and the possibility after listening to Rainy Day is that could the next album be about horror video games? Because they always have something that bookends the end of one album and the start of another. Now, now he actually suggested, what if the idea for horror video games, and this is actually from my video, I did the Patreon videos, that I kind of theorized, like, wouldn't it be funny if the end of the horror video games, it bookends that, and then we go into horror anime. So this is what Jason's idea was. So this is basically like a cool what if story, like a what if album for Ink. Like, what if what if Ice Nine Kills did a horror anime album? And I'm going to talk about it. I'm also going to theorize, like, what songs could they do, like, what anime could they do, and what style could they do with it. So, now, I'm going to have 13, because there are always 13 tracks to Ice Nine Kills, so I'm going to have 13 animes and kind of talk about the song styles with them. So, let's jump right into it. Starting off with track one. So our first anime I could see them doing is Hellsing. Definitely Hellsing. I could totally see it. Something dark and gothic. And they actually did do a Dracula song in Every Trick in the Book. It was called Bloodbath and Beyond. So this would not be too dissimilar from doing another Dracula track. This would be kind of cool to see them. This would be hard-hitting. This would be ferocious. This would be kind of like also like a gothic, more delved into the gothic horror. So yeah, definitely I could see them doing a Hellsing song. Now, the next horror anime I could see them really delving into would be High School of the Dead. Something fun, a little bit sleazy, because, that anime is just nothing but gore and sleaze. Here's the thing about High School of the Dead. It knows what it wants to be. And it goes on its merry way. And we don't judge it for that. Sometimes you just need dumb action with boobs that, defy all physics. You just need that sometimes. So, it would just be that. Like, it would just be like a fun, fast-paced, sleazy, bloody song. They would totally try to put in the boob physics in the lyric in some capacity or reference it. Following that, for our third anime I could see them really delving into is Elfen Lied. Elfen Lied, I think it would not be a kind of like fast-paced song or something. This would be a slow burn. I could see Ice Nine and Spencer and the Gang doing a song that is essentially a kind of like, very much like the opening to Elfen Lied, where it's like Larkymosia, where it's slow, it's kind of almost like a power ballad in a way, but it would probably be something more along the lines of I cannot name the song, but if you guys remember their slow song in Every Trick in the Book, it would be very much like that. I think it would be like kind of really talk about Lucy's pain and just anger, and it wouldn't be like violent. This wouldn't not be a violent, fast-paced song. This would be a slow, this person is hurting, she is in agony all the time. So that would be the big thing. That would be the big thing right there. That would be the big what's the word? The draw of the song. So our next one, I think they would just an horror anime. I think they would crush as a song is Higurashi When They Cry. Could you imagine? This would be a brutal song. This would be a brutal track. This would just, now like I don't even know how they could do, but this would be a fast-paced, brutal, like I would say like this would be just terrifying, and they would reference the screwdriver. Oh, they would so reference the screwdriver kill in the anime. Higurashi, when they cry, they would so get an anime. That anime would so get a song from them. Our next, so that's number 4. Let's move on to number 5. So the 5th track I could see Ice Nine, like the 5th anime I could see them doing a song about is now this is actually would be a video game, and like I said, it would be the bookend for the made up video game horror album. This would be Corpse Party. Corpse Party was an anime. I wouldn't say it's popular anime, but it's a known anime, horror anime based off of a video game. So Corpse Party, I think, would be more terror oriented. Like, this would be something more like American Nightmare or something of that nature, where the lyrics are just kind of creepy and it's just in your face. Now, so that's number 5. Number 6. Let's see. Number 6. Number 6 would be another. I think they would really kill it with Another. The anime, the horror anime Another, that they would totally reference the Umbrella kill. And if you've seen the anime, you know what I'm talking about. Just that's the one kill every time in that anime they just go, oh, I hate it. So Another would be up there. Like that that would be another like scary, like just almost like I kind of imagine the riffs would be like Savages in a way. So that's how I kind of see it. So we're at that. Following that one is, I think they would really do a cool track about Devilman. That one of the most classic horror animes, Devilman, absolutely. I think they would just kill it with Devilman. So where are we now? Oh, sorry, it's mirror imaged. I was like, wait a minute, I got 3 fingers up. Where's the... Oh my god, I'm fucking stupid. So, we're at number 8? Yeah, 8. 8, I think number 8 would be... what's another good horror anime? I just had it too. Like, it just left me. Paranoia Agent. There we go. Paranoia Agent. Could you imagine the music video for this? For if they did a track about Paranoia Agent, like they would have Spencer would be rolling around on roller skates with a golden bat. Like, just that wouldn't even be an exaggeration. He would just Spencer would totally be the boy with the golden bat rolling around in skates. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. He would be that person. So, I'm just imagining the music video for that already, for Paranoia Agent. Next up, I think they would do really cool with Witch Hunter Robin. Definitely, I'd love to see a track about Witch Hunter Robin. Just like something kind of like in the vein of where I think they would sing a lot about, Robin's pain and Robin's just kind of like anger towards everything, of being this character, of being the person she is. So I think it'd be more like a power ballad, much like Lucy for the Elfen Lied anime track. So what are we on? That was 10, so we got 3 more to go. So our next horror anime I think they would really kill it with is, and this is just a fun one, like this would be because they always have like, for both Horrorwood and now Silver Scream, there's always like an outlier. There's always like one that would just be it's total left field, like you weren't expecting this. Kind of like no one was expecting Resident Evil. And God knows what else is going to be on Horrorwood, right? So, my curveball I would love to see them do is Island of Giant Bugs. Do you guys remember that anime? It's a trash anime. It's a straight-up trash anime, but it's so good trash. It's... I would love just to hear Ice Nine Kills do songs about giant killer bugs would be worth it enough. Like, I would just love to see them do tracks about giant killer bugs. Anyway, so following that, Oh, what's another good? What was another one? Uh, I think the other outlier, like, actually, Promise Neverland. Yeah, there you go. The Promise Neverland would be like another dark track. Like this would be another like ballad, kind of like a dark ballad. I don't think this would be metal. This would be like a dark lullaby and almost like a closer for the like this album. This final track for Promise Neverland would be the closing track. Like if I had any say in this made up album, that would be the Promise Neverland track would be like the closer. So our final track is actually one that would be like the bookend, much like how they've been doing with all these albums, is like the part of the track, but also the bookend that would jumpstart the next album. And Jason X has suggested this. How about they just do a song about the Witchblade anime, and then they can transition into doing comic book horror comics? Probably not horror comics, but like comic books in general. Like, could you imagine them doing like Marvel and DC villains? Yeah. So there you go. Guys. That is the made-up horror anime album for Ink. So you guys tell me in the comments below. Would you love to see Ink do a horror anime album? Yes, no, maybe so. Also, want to thank Jason Voorhees 2011 for this Patreon. And if you want a Patreon request video, just go to the link below and subscribe to my Patreon and hit the 4th tier, and then send me a request, and I will be happy to do it at some point. I got a few requests to do actually. So anyway, other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.